So this one, ESPN's NFL Live, Dan Orlovsky on Baker Mayfield and what he needs to do.
Welcome to the NFL. A little bit, and he even said it himself. He finally got a taste of it. Listen, the NFL lies all the time. And Baker, this is kind of the early parts of his career and his experiencing it. I would say this, move on, but never, ever, ever forget how you feel, right? Like, you got to be accountable for the things that your hand was a part of during your time in Cleveland. You've got to learn from what you did well. You've got to learn from what you didn't do well, and you've got to take ownership of that. And you've got to learn what you did right and learn what you did wrong. Baker's got to understand that the NFL is about a career, not a singular individual moment. And yes, he was the number one pick for the Cleveland Browns. In many ways, I think that Baker was set up to fail. I mean, he went to the organization that was the worst ever in North American sports and brought them to the playoffs and won a playoff game and beat one of their arch nemesis, Pittsburgh Steelers, for the first time on the road in forever. So for a guy that was set up to fail, he did have a lot of successes. It's just time to start writing a new chapter.
All right, we play that against this from The Volume. It's the Colin Cowherd podcast, and Colin continues, it's not a victory lap, it's a victory marathon with his battle with Baker Mayfield. Here's Colin Cowherd.
Right now he's interviewing for a job with every other GM in the league. Do you think they want a quarterback with a short guy complex? Do you think they want a quarterback who says he was bothered by the criticism and had to get off social? A quarterback who said, I'd like to go into fans' cubicles and boo them? He's showing weakness. He's showing an inability to control his emotions, that he doesn't have control of them. They control him.
And Quincy Carrier, I think the one thing is he's got to be, a quarterback in the NFL has to be above what's going on in social media. He just has to.
Well, energy is a finite resource, right? We don't have unlimited energy. We have to go to sleep at some time. Like every human being is like this, right? So you have to pick and choose what you're going to spend your energy on. And the question I would ask Baker Mayfield, if I was able to ask it to him, is, hey, how much energy have you spent on the haters? How much energy over the last 4 years have you spent on the naysayers? How much energy over the last 4 years have you spent on negative? Well, now I want to say negativity because negativity can be productive, but on people being obtuse with you, like Colin Cowherd, who can come at you obtusely, like not really coming at you genuinely. How much energy have you spent on that? And what has that ever netted you? Like, have you gotten a positive return out of that energy? Like, it's junk food at the end of the day. He's spending a lot of energy just like, hey, man, I'm mad that the Browns lied to me or they told me one version of events. We'll never know what really happened between him and the Cleveland Browns. But the fact of the matter is that they've been looking to upgrade. They're an NFL team. They're going to look to upgrade. And I understand that the reality of this business might dawn on people later because they're wrapped up in playing football. So if somebody who watches football doesn't really have the same grasp on it as somebody who plays it, I get that. But when it came to Baker Mayfield and all of this, and he's surprised and all that, look, once you find out that they think that they could move on from you, which, by the way, last year, these were rumors going around last year that they could move on from Baker Mayfield. All right, focus your energy on just being the best quarterback you can possibly be. So that's how you can prove somebody wrong, right? If you just put that energy in being a better quarterback, right? And just not worrying about any of that, because ultimately, what's he going to really do about it other than make things worse, right? Go on a podcast. Now he's back in the headlines. Like, people just forgot that the Browns thought he wasn't an adult. Now he just reminded everybody that they're going to put that back out there, right? Even if they're praising Baker Mayfield. Now what comes in that headline? Oh, yeah, well, remember, the Browns don't think he's an adult, but he said this and that. So now it regurgitates bad headlines for you. Like, what is the positive? What is the end goal in here, right? There's really no real end goal other than you get a victory clap and a cheer around from these people on Twitter who don't matter to you in your success, right? Like, they're just people there that like you because you played at Oklahoma, or maybe you had a couple of good games in Cleveland and they like you, so they're going to root you on. But other than that, like, who does this benefit? Who does this help, right? And I don't think he's done a cost benefit analysis of where he's spending his energy, because it clearly hasn't been spun and focused in the right place because everything, well, not everything, but like I would say 75% of the stuff he's done in the offseason has seemed to be driven by pettiness and passive aggressiveness. And that's going to burn out. It's junk food. You know what I mean? It's junk food for your mind. And that's not going to be good for you in the long run.